This is a transgender model. In other words, this he was a physical she. Now, I watched some information on his YouTube video where he was talking about how he went under the knife in Cleveland, Ohio to have his, breast done, and he made the video in 2015. He says so he's at that time he was a transgender for a year, and he says he's still healing, and he talks about the controversies of being a transgender person and the ignorance that people have, and then the rudeness. Now, ignorance is one thing. If you're ignorant, you just don't know. Then there's being rude. So he says he's going through a lot of that, and I can imagine he probably expected some of that. But, then again, this is America, so you have the choice of being different, but when you make those choices, then, there are going to be some people who are just not going to gravitate towards your decision and be as open-minded as you are. But his name is LAITH CRUZ, and I don't know how much work he's had on his body. I don't know if he's had work on his abs or his arms, but he does say he works out. So he says you do have to put in the work. Now, my whole look at this, I'm pretty much 50 years old this year. So I'm very old-fashioned. And when I was growing up, if anybody was a homosexual, they got teased a lot. And that was just that. It was just not good to be a homosexual. And of course, and then, outside of America, there are homosexuals who are basically castigated, and some of them are actually killed. And here, there was a lot of hate crimes like that going on where homosexuals were getting beat up, and killed, and, and things along that sort. However, our president has been leading the charge in this country and outside of the country. He went to Africa and he tried to tell the Nigerian country to accept homosexuality, and they were like, no, we're not going to do that. Get out of here with that. We're not doing that. So our president has been leading, Obama has been leading the charge for the homosexual movement, and that's all about staying popular. Keeping the votes, because I don't think he's going to tell his girls, hey, you know what, go out and date other girls. I'm sure he wants them to go out and date boys and then have, grandchildren and so on and so forth, because that is what we consider normal. But now normal is taking a change because of the homosexuality and the transgender movement. Has become so prominent and so in the forefront that there's so many of them and people who side with them that to go against them is popularly unpopular. When you speak out against them, you're looking at losing votes. Now let's get this. Uh, like, it goes so much further than this one model. For one, he is a successful model. He also works with children. And as a person, I don't have nothing to. I mean, nobody really has anything to say as a person. This is a bad. This is a bad dude. No, we don't know this guy from Adam. We just know he was a woman and now he is a man. But let's also look at this. When you're talking about changing your sex, you're talking about, okay, if you look at it on a molecular sexual uh, view, and look at the X chromosome or Y chromosome, you cannot change that. Whatever your chromosome is, that's what you are. If you're X, you're X. If you're Y, you're Y. That's not going anywhere. Now, that's just on a scientific, physical level. That does not change. No matter what your outside